Yeah, this is Christine. We know that the real estate sector in China is not out of the wood yet. But have we seen the worst from the property market?
According to Liu He, we have, because they're not going to impose a property tax and they're banking on a sector that helps rather than doesn't help like last year, or at least the second half of last year. But for that to happen, we need to see stuff. Yeah, I mean, like Evergrande, we saw that is pausing in Hong Kong, supposedly for some assets being divested. I hear from Nanjing. But the question is, divesting of assets needs to happen quickly so that the market rebounds on that sector, kind of figuring that there's no more corpse. We had one more launching this morning, so the corpses are still there. So what I'm trying to say here is that it might not be enough just to pause on the property tax, but rather you need banks to lend to these real estate developers that are still struggling. So we should see more from this liquid chance message during the two sessions of the work report, saying banks do help us with the recovery, and if I may re-say that slightly more clearly, do help us with the real estate sector. So okay, we are still in the midst of.
So we know that the PBOC is on an easing bias, but at the same time, we know that the Russia-Ukraine war is inflating prices of commodities, of energy around the world. How is China grappling with this inflation issue?
For China, what it means is really, again, an increasing wedge between upstream wholesale prices and CPI. Why? Because the demand isn't there. And by the way, many prices in China are still administered, including electricity. So that means that there will be a lot of pressure on margins for those on the downstream sectors, manufacturers, those touching the consumers. Instead, wholesale prices, upstream energy and so on will have nice margins to be made. So again, that's the same problem we've seen last year in China, but even more acute than it was then because of this massive increase in energy prices.